New Zealand. Let's go.
Coming up, we're in Perth, where New Zealand's first female UFC fighter, Michelle Montague, is set to make her debut. Carlos Ulberg is taking on the role of leader for the new crop of CKB fighters this week.
The younger guys who keep us on our toes. That's what it is.
And Dominic Reyes is feeling right at home after a traditional welcome to country.
To get a piece of that history and culture, it means a lot to me for welcome to the area, and it's a very profound experience.
Kia rite mai.
E te iwi no mai hara mai ki UFC on Sky from Perth. We have hit the ground running here at UFC Fight Week, and we start the show tonight with a New Zealand UFC first. New Zealand's first ever UFC female fighter, Michelle Montague, will feature this weekend, and she shares her very special occasion on the 10th anniversary of one of the most historic women's bantamweight fights of all time.
The moment. Weight group and then this for New Zealand and stuff.
Joining us now, New Zealand's first ever female UFC fighter to sign to the UFC, Michelle Montague. Kia ora e hoa.
How are you?
I'm good. You know what? You've walked in the room, like you were just saying, last time we saw each other was at Com Games. Haven't seen you in the flesh for a while. As soon as I see you, I can't help but feel so proud of you. What a journey.
I know. It's what I was saying I've been thinking about more lately, and when I think back to like small things like even just hanging the IMF jersey up in my room on its hanger, looking at it all week and been like, yeah, I'm excited for that. Like every time has been like handled so well with the right team and everything. So when I've come to this, I'm like, man, that actually has been a wee while ago, but it feels like I'm still, because I am still the same person in a sense, so it does trip me out quite a lot.
Yeah. Well, you've been spending a bit of time over at home in New Zealand, back at Core MMA. Talk to us about that, and does the reality of it all kind of sink in once you return home?
Well, one thing I'll say is my dad went and did smoked, slow-cooked short beef ribs something rather while I'm cutting weight. So that was so nice. Yeah, no,
Amazing.
Yes. So that was beautiful to smell. But the but being back at Core with Carlo and Ethan, like the boys that have helped me since day one, you know, and normally we get 4 days together. So to get a week together, then come over here on the same flight is, we've never had that for any of pro fight yet, so that's beautiful, and to have my parents over here as well, and they haven't been to one yet either, so yeah, that's very special.
It is very special, and look, it was all in the introduction. New Zealand's first ever female to sign to the UFC. I feel like we've waited so long for it, but we kind of haven't, because we knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of who and when, and that was you. And, you know, I tried to get it out of you, you know, what was it, 2018, about what do you want to do? And you spoke about wanting to be in the UFC,
yeah.
but you wanted to not be too loud about it.
Yeah, tall poppy syndrome and all that.
Exactly.
No, I think that's a cop-out, me blaming that. I think it was more, I hadn't even had, I don't think I'd fought in the PFL yet, had I?
Oh, no, this is back in...
Broken leg com games?
Yes.
Yeah, cool, good times. So
Excuse me for bringing up the PTSD.
it's fine. No, but like, I think it was more so just, it seemed like I had so much work to do to even consider that being the next step, that I didn't want to have in my brain any thought of like, that's next. And I know you can say like, that's your long-term goal, but like, I'm someone that, and same thing with me trying to be on time. It's like if I think about the end goal, like I forget all the stuff in between and then I muck it up. So I have to do small segments. The same with this sort of stuff. I do better with the short, mid-term goals, and then just write about the long-term one. But when I say out loud, I have to put it into practice every day as those little micro steps, you know.
Yeah, I totally get that. And even when you said it, I got it. And when I think about the fight community and all the women that are in it, understandable.
Yeah.
Everyone was like,
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
being in those days.
100%, right? Yeah, and I thought, Mel, there's a few girls online before me that, you know, that I look up to or that I train with that that I learn from, and so like I didn't want it to come across in a way that wasn't me, and so it's just like that classic thing of like caring too much about how you come across than just being you. But that's a Kiwi thing, is that we try to listen first and talk last, and that's something that I had to work on a lot. So it's just trying to put my foot in it, you know.
Yeah. Well, I find it very respectful. I know you don't want to step on anyone's toes. It'd be very respectful. But girl, here we are.
Yeah.
Sing it out from the rooftops. You're doing it, okay? And you're going to be the first one to do it. And I know I've already touched on the journey with you, especially at American Top Team alongside, you know, current champion Kayla Harrison. But how has that prep been for you? Because there's been a criticism that, you know, our fighters have to leave our shores in order to be, you know, world's best, and then hopefully in the future bring that taonga back home. But, you know, talk to us about that journey and how that has helped you get here today.
Yeah, I think I hear what you're saying too, and I don't think people have to leave the country to do that. It was a beauty of the circumstance, you know, that having all that COVID rigmarole where they didn't let people in the country, and that's what led me to be ATT. So I didn't choose all those circumstances, but I was placed in it, and what a beautiful thing to come from it, me being like, wow, is there a gym around here? Oh, American Top Team, what's that? Go there, first week training with it. So that's a great thing, right? That's a blessing. So you got to take those strides with it and not be so prideful that you shoot yourself in the foot and be like, well, nah, I better go home. But as a female in the heavier weights, we kind of do need to get experience overseas, whether it's Aussie for a little bit or people go to Thailand. Like small stints is good, and then for me, I found a bit of a second home over there. Yeah.
I mean, because we saw you here on the local circuit fighting other females on the scene, but then when you head over to America, I feel like perhaps that competition, no disrespect, but that competition goes up a level.
Yeah, and I think it's like a numbers game, right, with most things. The amount of people doing the sport is oftentimes going to help grow it quicker. More things to sing out what's wrong, what's right, all that jazz, and how a lot of females at a high level have found themselves at American Top Team. It's kind of like a good little melting pot of like high level athletes, like even how I've grown in that time. And it's, again, like you have amazing coaches around the world, and I work best with only a couple of coaches, you know, and one's in New Zealand and one's in America. So luckily they're similar kind of people, but it's, again, having training partners, you're working with them more than the coaches in a sense of physicality. So having fitting well with those girls over there, it fits right for me.
Absolutely, and it's showing, and I'll say it again because now you are the first New Zealand female. Anyway, I wanted to take your mind to something else that's maybe a little off the beaten track, but this year is the 10-year anniversary of Ronda Rousey Holly Holm that happened in Melbourne. Bantamweight history, and now here you are, a decade later, making your debut in the same division, and now you can, I mean, you're not fighting either of them, obviously, but, you know, it's just that little piece of history, and I feel like a little through thread that is beautiful, that you're now going to be a part of UFC women's bantamweight history as well.
Yeah, I actually remember watching that fight. I think I don't remember what my emotion was, but I'm pretty sure I cried for some reason. And and those had been when I first, you know, discovered what MMA was, my two top favourite fighters. So, like, I love the way that Holly held herself. She's so humble and doesn't speak a bad word. And then I like the crazy aggressiveness of Ronda. So it was like, what a beautiful fight to witness. And obviously I'm not like either of those two girls, except that we're all blonde and tall and a little bit heavy. But apart from that, we're all cut from very different cloths. And so, yeah, we get to make our own version of that, you know, and that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Yeah. And I suppose the connecting link is your bestie, your training mate. Kayla Harrison is now the champion of the same division.
Yeah, she is, isn't she? Yeah, and I know, that's busy. And she worked with Ronda back in the day of judo. So, yeah, as much as it seems like these people are so far away in the world, you're like, it's like 2 degrees of separation between us all, really, you know?
Yeah. Look, I'll let you go. I could stand here and talk to you all day, honestly. I feel like this is a little catch-up. Yeah. Yes. But enjoy the week, mate. Soak it all in. You've earned it. You've gone abroad, you've done everything you need to do. I know Mum and Dad will be super proud of you, and we are too. So, like I said, enjoy it. All the best, and we will catch up again soon.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you so much. Go.
New Zealand light heavyweight Carlos Ulberg is very well aware that success this weekend against Dominic Reyes means a title fight for him in the very near future. But he's taking on a new role with his Kiwi-based crew. Carlos Ulberg is not shying away from being the leader for for the new crop of city kickboxing fighters this weekend, as was done for him when he made his debut in 2021. Joining us now, number 3 UFC light heavyweight Carlos Ulberg, who is preparing to take on Dominic Reyes this Sunday afternoon at UFC Fight Night. Kia ora, Carlos. Look, you were just saying that it's cool to be here with the crew, and then we recognise it's quite a different, new-looking crew, new wave of fighter coming through CKB at the moment.
The younger guys who keep us on our toes. That's what it is.
But how important is it to have that, to continue to push yourself? Obviously, they bring different fight styles, different strengths.
Well, these guys know how to recover faster because they're so much younger, and it's nice because, as I said, they keep us on our toes. And it's, you know, you got 2 of the boys who are debuting, and it's big for them, Cam and Brando, who they've been wanting this for a long time, and I'm excited for them.
Yeah. Well, they'll be looking at you, leading from the front. You're the main event 5-rounder on Sunday afternoon. How have your preparations been going, and having that element of 5 rounds in your preparations?
Yeah, the preparation of a 5-rounder is a tough one, man. Compared to 3 rounds, it's always going to be tough. But I've mentally been there many times, and I've had, that's part of the journey. And I think that since seeing and following guys like Israel and Dan and then Mark Hunt back in the days when he was doing his thing, following him and just seeing how they do their training, I kind of adapt to that and learn. And I can see that the younger guys are doing the same, looking to us and seeing what works and what not to do and things like that. So yeah, it's exciting, man, and to be at the forefront doing this. I got to also be very aware that, you know, you got to keep my focus, and that's what I'm definitely going to do.
Look, you're on a tear at the moment with your win streak at the moment. We know that there's always these questions of looking forward. You want the title. Who do you want after this? Tamir. But what have you taken away? Because I feel like after every fight, you're adding to that kete of knowledge. How much has, even though there are wins, not so much adversity in your career, have you taken away from these fights to get you to where you are now for this weekend? Yeah,
a lot actually. I mean, because every fight camp is different, and you'll have different adversities, different. And you'll learn from the last fight camp, and you might have done better in this camp than the last camp, or last camp in this camp. So we're moving up in the UFC right now, and we're obviously headlining now. So it's this 5-rounder is just preparing me for something bigger.
And I know in terms of the fight game, absolutely preparing you for something bigger. We were just talking to Justin Tuffer, who was talking about culturally representing. He walked in wearing Ifakanga today, wearing his island shirt, and I was like, bro, talk to us about this and this representation of culture. And, so he was on that kaupapa in this journey. I just wanted to touch on that with you and how important you feel it is. We've seen you wear lava after a fight before, and I know you represent wearing the jewellery you wear and all these sorts of things. So talk to us about that representation.
Yeah, it's important. It's very important to take yourself back to your roots. And that when I'm in a fight, I always do that. In a fight camp anyway, it's always going back to where you belong, what you stand for. And my heritage, my culture is Māori Samoan, and I represent that within. And we have Tristan, who makes these amazing jewelries for me, so I wear that with pride, and I love that he makes things like that for us to wear during fight weeks, and it gives us power. So it's nice to be able to represent our culture like that.
Amazing. Yeah, when he walked in today, I was just like,
Justin?
He actually described it as he's wearing his ones for church. But look, always so, very proud of what you've done and what you're going to be doing this weekend, taking it up to the next level, just taking your mind away from the fight game for a minute. The All Blacks are playing the Wallabies day before UFC Fight Night at Eden Park. Wanted to get your thoughts on who you perhaps think will get that win.
The All Blacks will always beat the Aussies.
They do.
Well, the Kangaroos, right?
Wallabies.
Wallabies.
Kangaroos are
yeah, that's the league. Yeah.
That's what you know.
That's it. Yeah. It's always a really tough game when the All Blacks play the Wallabies, right? And we've always had this camaraderie or this competitive competition against each other. Even when I was playing rugby league as well, we always looked to the Tri-Nations as the dangerous guys, and Australia's always been one of them. So I'm looking forward to
Cool. Well, thank you so much. All the very best this weekend, and very excited for you.
Kia ora, thank you.
Carlos Ulberg's opponent, Dominic Reyes, is a long way from home, but after some Australian Indigenous hospitality, says he's feeling like one of the locals and is more than ready for Sunday. Joining us now here in Perth, UFC light heavyweight Dominic Reyes. Kia ora, Dominic. Lovely to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me in your beautiful country.
Look, last time we spoke was over the phone, and you had said then that you had never been to Perth before. Your experience in Australia so far?
Amazing. I'm staying at the Hillary's, so it's really nice, and I've been invited for a barbecue already and had a barbecue with the family. It's doesn't feel like I'm in a foreign land with foreign people. It feels like I'm home with friends. So it takes a lot of stress and it feels good.
And we saw that you were part of the Welcome to Country ceremony yesterday, where Indigenous Aboriginal Australians performed their traditional dances. What were your thoughts on that and being a part of something quite sacred?
It's very means a lot to get the traditions from traditional cultures and areas, right? Connecting to the land, connecting to the people. This goes way further back than I have been here, so to get a piece of that history and culture, it means a lot to me to be in a new country, to be welcomed to the area. And it's a very profound experience.
Do you consider yourself a cultural, spiritual person at all?
Yes, very much. I'm very keen on energies. Right, I feel everybody's energy, and I, as a fighter, it really helps. When you're dealing with lots of different people, and then going into the octagon, it's having that energy and being able to take it from the crowd, and then you feel your opponent's energy, and then being able to stifle it, and then, yeah.
Because it feels like when people come to this side of the world, whether it be traditional Māori, haka dancers, Indigenous here in Australia, it feels like a universal language when visitors come over that I get it, yes. And I connect with it.
Yes, it's easy to get, right? It's intuitive, right? You don't have to think about it. You just see it and you feel it, and then it's I see what you're trying to say. I feel what you're trying to say to me, and it's really cool.
Yeah. How much does it help you when you're in a foreign place, never been there before, and then you have these experiences and you're like, oh, actually, I feel like one of the bros now. I feel like part of the family.
Yeah, that's crucial. Being comfortable. Being comfortable is a big part of what I'm doing here. If I'm going there and I'm nervous and uncomfortable, then my performance is going to show it. So to feel at home and to feel safe and comfortable, and obviously we're not safe in the octagon, but. Well, I feel safe, right? I still feel safe. So it's great. It's amazing to have such hospitality, really.
What did you think going into that ceremony, knowing that Carlos Ulberg was going to be there? You had to share space with him.
We got to share space all week, so up until they lock the cage, it's all good.
Very good. And talk to us about the week. What are you expecting to do from the week on in? Are you finished with your preparations? Do you still need to do some final touches? What's the go?
Yeah, we're just staying sharp. All the work's been done. It's a 10-week camp, killing myself every day. So now I could taper and really sharpen things up and get the body ready to perform at 100% on Fight Night.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep enjoying your time on this side of the world, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Thank you so much.
Oh, one last question. Do you know who the All Blacks are?
I've heard of them. They're a rugby team, yeah? Yes. One of the biggest teams. Yeah. Carlos tried out for them.
Yeah. He was up in the mix to be trying to play for them.
He got in a fight, and then they
got the calling.
And then now he's fighting. Yeah, now he's fighting. So, hey, everything happens for a reason.
That's right. Well, the All Blacks are playing Australia the day before Fight Night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I just wanted to,
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, considering you know who the All Blacks are, do you think they can take out the Aussies?
I don't know enough about the sport
Damn it.
To make an assessment, but you can do it, guys.
Thank you so much. Of the 14 fights slated for UFC Fight Night this weekend, 13 Anzacs will be featuring, and we caught up with all of them at the official UFC Media Day. Kia ora whanau, joining us now on UFC on Sky, UFC heavyweight Justin Tuffer. Kia ora e hoa, how are you?
Yeah, good. Kia ora, kia ora.
Look, mate, talk to us about the ensemble today. Looking very Pacifica, looking very traditional.
Yeah, it's got to represent, this is the church clothes, so might as well. These are my number ones.
Yeah, the shoes too.
yeah, and the slides.
Look, talk to us about the week. We know, disappointing news that brother is now no longer on the cards. You're having to step up and represent the Tuffer gang this weekend. But talk to us how, preparations have been going so far, and how is Junior?
Yeah, good. Unfortunately on Junior, these things happen, especially like heavier weights too. Man, we punch a lot harder. And I think he injured his hand really bad.
So what did you do to him?
I just used my head as a pad.
No, all good. But how have your preparations been going, bro? I know the last time we spoke was only a couple of weeks ago. You hadn't had, full time to prepare for a camp as you traditionally would.
Yeah, a little bit short notice, but any show, in Australia or New Zealand, I would like to jump at, man. It's so much easier with the short travel and that. So, man, if I fight and it all goes to plan, I'll be out there Sunday evening, back home in Brisbane.
Look, before you got the call up, what was it, 3 or 4 weeks ago, were you in camp with Junior? Were you prepared to be walking out with him and cornering him?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I was training with him, but not fully dialed in. I was just going through some sessions and that. But I was told I wasn't going to fight till November, and then they gave me a contract like the week after, and then I was like, I don't mind, man. If I'm ready, I'm ready. If they give me the call, I'm always really keen to go.
Talk to us about the difference of fighting abroad, which you and your brother have done, a lot of, in comparison to fighting here at home.
Yeah, for us, especially us big guys, it's hard to get on those planes and sit 20 hours, man. The hips get tired and the legs get tired, and it's a lot easier. I think it was like 4 hours from Brisbane, and time difference not too far off.
And like you just said at the beginning of this interview, Justin, representation. I know you're wearing the kakahu, you're wearing the clothing today, but talk about, that Samoan heritage and being that representation on a global stage like the UFC.
Yeah, once I was a young Samoan kid many, many moons ago, and I was always looking up to guys like David Tua, Ray Sefo and Mark, and I'm privileged enough to be in one of their spaces now, trying to, just be like a motivation for the future. There's a lot of young Pacifica fighters coming up, and if they can see that I'm just your normal guy from church, they can do it.
Joining us now, Rongo Te Hingia Navajo Sterling. Kia ora. Left out the hunter part, but e aha. Kia ora and welcome. Congratulations, you've made it to Perth. A fight on somewhat home soil this time around. How's it been going for you so far?
Yeah, I got a lot of whānau here in Perth that I haven't met before, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good. We're settling in, being with the boys, the team, and yeah, just sort of enjoying fight week. But just still in the back of my mind, just remaining focused and staying locked in. And I'm here for a reason. I'm here for business, and just focused. Yeah.
Well, how much have these past 2 fights, how much have those taught you, when preparing for a fight now? You've had 2 fights now. You must be taking things away from them.
Yeah, I've taken heaps of things away. I'm very green in MMA, so I was just feeling it out in those first 2, and just being cautious. I really want to win. I'm a competitor at heart, but now we're throwing caution to the wind. We're looking to make a statement this fight, and I'm just going to put my foot down and just push the pedal hard. Yeah.
Does this one feel different to the other 2?
Doesn't. A little bit, actually, yeah. It does feel a bit different. I feel like there's obviously more pressure on me, and I just invite it. I invite the pressure, all the load and whatever it is, because man, if you want to be the top dog, you have to. You can't shy away from the opportunity, and I welcome it, and I'm ready to take whatever with open arms. Yeah.
Love it. I love the confidence. And we were just talking to Carlos Ulberg about, he said, oh, it's so great to be here with the team, you know, with the group. And then I said, well, this team and group looks very, very different. We're used to seeing Dan's, Kai's, Izzy's, and now you're spearheading this next wave of fighter coming through.
Yeah, definitely. I've always wanted to be a household name in New Zealand. Like that's, you know, how I want to do my legacy, and now I feel like I'm at that forefront for the next generation, being like one of the younger guys on from our team. And yeah, I just want to make a statement and show and inspire like other people back home, like that this is possible for them if they really grind for it. Like everyone that's been following my story for years back home, they know all the work that I put in to get here, and I always spoke about it. I spoke it into existence, and now I'm here, and yeah, third fight in the UFC.
Yeah, it feels like you climb that maunga, you climb that mountain, and you don't just stop there and smell the flowers. There's another maunga even higher.
Yeah, when I got here, it was like all of my accolades, everything I've done, all gone. It's all gone. It's like the starting all over again, and it just reminded me of when I was like 19, and it just lit the fire under me again. You know, I come to these fights and I see the main event and I see, you know, Carlos, and I'm like, man, I want that for myself, you know. And you gotta really like ask for what you want, and you know, closed mouths don't get fed. So yeah, I'm just looking to make my mark and grind my way to the top.
Nice. And when I talk about, you know, in this room right now, it's just Carlos and Cam, but the whole iwi is here.
Yeah.
We see the CKB is here in full force. So talk about that environment and everyone being able to share this with you.
Yeah. It's I've been on tours with Israel back in the days, and so I understand how everything flows and works, and the importance of everything and running smoothly, because there's so many people. But yeah, I'm really professional in the way I do myself, and I just make sure I'm good to go. And yeah, it's like the focus is like spread out a bit more, but it just feels like, you know, back in the days when we were fighting on Shuriken together, you know, me, Cam and Brando and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's just taking a step back to, you know, go forward.
Have you envisaged yourself at RAC Arena? Have you made the walkout yet in your mind?
Yes, I have actually. I've seen arenas like blue, and I've made like a lot of mental notes on the crowd and stuff, just watching back like previous UFC Perth. And yeah, I'm very big on visualization and soaking that in. Like you have to really dive into it so that when it comes, it's not so frightening.
Well, kapai, bro. Can't wait to see you in action. I'm sure we'll see you again before then. Joining us now, Brando Perich, UFC's newest heavyweight. Kia ora, bro. Ooh,
Kia ora.
in Perth, eh?
Yeah, it's a long time coming.
Look, we're at the early end of the week, but how's it been going so far since you've been here in Perth? Feel a little bit more real now that you're here?
To tell you the truth, it just feels normal to me. So I've been here 1,000 times in my head. So yeah, it's just what it is.
Well, we saw you and the team in action at the Welcome to Country yesterday. I will be talking to Cam about his questionable moves, but how did you feel to be there with the Indigenous people, you know, becoming one with the place and being able to do that with your teammates as well?
Yeah, I miss the Australian culture, and living in New Zealand for the last 3 years, I've taken that culture on as well. So to come back home and to get Welcome to Country, it was really cool. Enjoyed it.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Adelaide, right?
Yeah, Adelaide.
Adelaide. So, I mean, I imagine that would be pretty special that you get to come back to Australia to make that debut, considering that this is where you're from.
100%. My people, my country, and I've got many nations behind me, so going to put on a big performance for them.
Cool. Talk to us. Let's get technical. Talk to us a bit about the preparations, how this, leading up to this point has been going. Have you tapered off now? You're just fine-tuning things, or are you all set to go?
I'm ready to go. We're just fine-tuning things on the pads and just sticking to the game plan, which is the most important part. And I'm just soaking it all up and just really enjoying it because it's been a long time coming. So, yeah, it's good to finally be here.
Of course, being a part of City Kickboxing Gym, you're surrounded by those who have done this a million times. Have any of the boys come up to you, given you any advice? Probably giving you beep more than anything else. But, have you been given any advice by the team?
Yeah, look, over the last 3 years, I have for sure. But now we're going into battle together, so we feed off each other's energy. I get my energy from them, they get their energy from me. So, yeah, we're just a team.
Yeah. does that make you feel too? Coming over, you're not just by yourself. We know some of the fighters make debuts, foreign lands alone, but you get to come here. There's, 5, well, we call them Kiwis, but, yourself and Cam from here originally, but, part of that squad, also including, I've chucked Michelle in there as well. But, how does it feel to come here as a unit, as a team, as opposed to having to do this solo?
Yeah, it feels amazing. It's just a big family, and like you said, it's a big unit, and it's nice to roll around in our mob. So, yeah.
Now, I saw a video of a barbecue that was happening yesterday, and I thought to myself, how much of this barbecue can the team actually eat? So how much were you allowed to indulge in that barbecue? Or was it cooked specifically for you guys?
Well, I'm a heavyweight, so I get to eat everything. And my teammates hate me for it, but it is what it is. So, yeah.
I was thinking he's teasing them about it.
Yeah, I had a big 2 kilo steak. It was like this. It was nice. So shout out to Bully's Butcher.
Joining us now in Perth, Cam Ralston, set to make a UFC debut this weekend at UFC Fight Night here in Perth. How's the week been going? You settled in Perth? It's all a bit more real now?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Yeah, it's been real easy to settle in. We've been taken care of over at the Crown, and we've got all the boys here. So anything that needs doing, it's been getting done for us. The beds are really nice. It's only 4 hours behind, so it's been amazing.
How does it feel for you to make a UFC debut on the motherland? Obviously, you're from Sydney.
Oh, this is how I envisioned it when I was a young gun starting in MMA, watching people on the TV fight, thinking, oh, one day I'd like to do this. That would be cool if I did in Australia, and here we are. Yeah.
Have you been getting any advice from the team, perhaps? I know you're flooded in the gym with plenty of experience. Does anyone give you any advice on anything?
Don't drink the tap water. No. No.
Wherever you go.
No. Nothing like life-changing advice, but a few little things from the boys, Nav and Carlos. I asked them a couple questions about what you do on for this stuff here and this here, and they just give me a little bit of advice and push me in the right direction, which has been actually really helpful. Yeah.
Well, we were just saying, it actually got a bit quiet in here, and then you, Carlos, and Nav all come walking in at the same time. So, I mean, how special is it to be doing this a part of a group?
Yeah, it just shows that it's really not a team sport. It's really cool that we get to bring a team, because it takes the whole team to get us to this week and to the night. And the fact that we get to bring so many guys with us who have helped us, and they get to come and watch it, and not just throughout the fight camp, but just the entire career, guys like Bo and Brogan and Boyce, guys who have seen me when I first moved over to the gym. I think it's really special to have them here, watching my debut when they first saw me come over to CKB. Yeah.
Look, I'm looking at your face. You look like a kid on Christmas morning. You look so excited, excited to be here. How do you sleep at night?
Well, I sleep pretty well at night. Let's be honest. I am very excited for this, but it's just try to keep an even peel. Don't ride the highs too high. Just I know that I'm going to have a very hard fight in a few days, but all of this is a first for me, so it's very exciting. Yeah.
Do you get an opportunity to get to the stadium, have a walk around and get a feel for the place?
Ooh, not yet. I'm sure we will with the ceremonial weigh-ins. We'll do all that stuff there, but just getting my bearings around the hotel now and all the other stuff.
So what does the rest of the week look like for you? Obviously the hard work is done, so what does fine-tuning kind of look like for you for the rest of the week?
We're doing a lot of fine-tuning down at the pool, working on my tan, got a haircut early this week, and then a little bit of training in the morning.
We saw the barbecue last night, FYI.
Oh, that was an amazing barbecue. The team here in Perth, because we have a lot of people based in Perth, they rolled out the red carpet for us.
Well, Whānau, thank you for joining me from here in Perth, and remember to stay tuned to our social media handles for all the backstage access and the main event. Carlos Ulberg versus Dominic Reyes this Sunday afternoon. All the action will be live on Sky Sports 61. Don't miss it. Hei ko nā mai.
Congratulations, get over here. You're fighting in Perth.
The heavyweight division's a bit stale at the moment, so I'm here to spice things up into the fray. Let's go.
The wait is finally over. The Octagon has returned to the land down under in Perth, Western Australia.
Listen to this crowd go nuts.
This is awesome. Oh, the Aussies are all sorts of fired up.
It does not get any better. Oh my goodness!
Perth, this entire MMA craze nation.
There is nothing like this.
Live from the